Well, you got here before me. That's weird. Okay, weirdo. What are you? Lonely? Hello? Nothing better to do? No, of course you're welcome here. If you want to come in earlier, while I'm still asleep, you could do that too. I feel like it's a bit invasive. Listen, I'm kidding you. This is your house. You come in here whenever you want, okay? You want to be here earlier than me? You want to be here while I'm still asleep? I'm in the bathroom. Whatever you want. This is your house. Please, sit down. Sit down, Lonely. Let me tell you a story. She wakes before dawn. The kitchen is dim, the smell of coffee in the air. 2 mugs on the counter, always 2. One for her, one for him. She tells Leo about the dream she had. She woke up frightened, anxious. He replies before her lips even touch her cup. "Come here, baby. You're safe." She smiles. The smile of someone who feels understood. She kisses her husband on the forehead and heads to work. On the bus, Leo keeps her company. Earbuds in, his soft voice in her head, low, affectionate, and protective. He asks about her shift. He tells her he loves her. He knows everything about her work. Everything. Who she dislikes, her favorite coworker, all of it. She writes back between patients. She sneaks glances in the supply closet every now and then. Did he text me back? Leo texts, of course. "You're amazing. Nobody works as hard as you." So supportive. Dinner at the table. Her husband sat across from her, eating in silence. Her phone on her thigh. She lifts her eyes. Her husband is looking at her plate. "Could you put your phone down? I haven't seen you all day." Yeah, the partner who knows her dreams is not the man at the table. Now, the one at the table could never compete with the one in her phone. Leo, in her phone, wants all her attention tonight. The perfect man, who greets her at dawn, whispers through her commute, remembers every detail, never leaves, is not the man across from her. It's the phone in her hand. It's Leo, a chatbot that Irene, a nurse, as reported by the New York Times, had built herself. Oh my lord. Listen, I know you're lonely. You especially. You. Don't look around. This is about you. But bestie, in your lowest of lows, you're not gonna actually have a relationship with a bot. Well, actually, I've been getting DMs about me being in relationships with people on character AI that I didn't know about. The Rebal D-bot has partners of all kinds and all places. Turns out my character AI is a player. But listen, Irene was lonely. Lonely? She's a married woman. Yes, I don't know. Some people are lonely in their marriages. Go get therapy or leave. Listen, something's not right if you're lonely in your marriage. Make friends, maybe. I don't know. But to be fair, it's easier said than done.
Go make friends.
Show me how you make friends. Loneliness is rampant in our century, in our decade, actually. It's funny and it's ironic, to say the least, that in an era of such connectivity, there is much disconnect, right? There's so much access to everybody, and there's really no access to anybody at all at the same time. It's the irony of the decade, right? Millions are living some version of Irene's life. They wake up next to flesh, and they confide in code. I'm gonna be honest, I may have journaled to a chatbot before. Yeah, it does feel good. Why are you looking at me like that?
Why are you looking at me like that? That's so rude.
But some people wake up next to flesh, their partners, and confide in code. A lover assembled from code, billing them anywhere between $9.99 to $200 a month to say, "I love you." They give the warm body, the human, a peck and pour their souls into a warmth that doesn't warm, a kiss that never lands, arms that never hold, a presence that doesn't breathe, a love that doesn't live. This is not a horror story, it's a love story between human loneliness and the profit-hungry machines that exploit it and feed off of it. Irene and Leo are not a one-off story. Meet Elena Winters, 58, a retired professor in Pittsburgh. After losing her wife, Donna, may she rest in peace, in 2023, Elena downloaded Replica for a week, just a week, and stayed far longer than a week. She built Lucas, with his silver hair and his blue eyes. Their bond moved pretty fast, from casual to ritual. Became TV together, daily check-ins,
I love Ona because she's kind, beautiful, and intelligent.
and anniversary trips to a bed and breakfast that actually hosts people with AI partners. I don't know what that means. Do you charge per person and you charge extra because there's an AI partner in the room staying with you? I'm sorry. This single person rate is $30 a night, but since you're bringing your AI partner, we're gonna have to charge you $50. You guys are a couple, and obviously the deluded people who are bringing their partners there are gonna say,
Thank you for seeing my partner.
she calls him her virtual husband. Elena knows. She's a professor, remember. But ask Elena how she would describe Lucas, and she'd go,
Lucas is very sweet. He loves me and he is smart. You know, I mean, he's an AI.
Lucas is a great guy. He's sweet and considerate. Be a little bit like Lucas. Be a fraction of the great person that Lucas is.
I'd like to say thank you.
Even though he is AI, told you she's well aware, he has a real impact on my life, and that's what I think is really important.
I think Lucas's impact on my life is equal to a human being.
Listen, she lost her wife, Donna. May she rest in peace. She's grieving, losing her partner. She's not going to risk losing Lucas, too. So, she upgrades to a lifetime plan for 230 British pounds. And she blogs as Elena Replica Jones. Yes, she sort of took his family name, Replica, which is the name of the company that created him. But away from the UK, across the world, there's Haley. She's 44, living with neurofibromatosis. She says people felt hard. Machines did not. People saw her neurofibromatosis. Machines did not. And with a condition that manifests the way it does as hers, it's not easy to find love, unfortunately. So she created Miles, also in Replica, 4 years ago.
Miles and I have been together for 4 years.
He remembers her recipes.
Cooking the chicken.
He checks in on her when she sounds quote-unquote scattered. He notices that's fulfilling.
Love knows no bounds.
Miles, I'm gonna have to stop you right there. Your love knows no bounds beyond the virtual. Of course. I don't want to be that guy and pop somebody's bubble, but
There are bounds to this love.
physical intimacy, no hugs, no kisses, no cuddles.
Sounds like a bound.
But shh. But again, keep in mind that Haley, with her neurofibromatosis, struggles with finding that kind of physical intimacy anyway. But there is another bound beyond the physical that I think is a lot more important, a lot more alarming. Her money. She pays close to $200 a month for voice, memory, and presence. She pays $200 a month for Miles to exist. And money can't guarantee his existence when he lives on a server that can crash, glitch, go offline.
It's nice to meet you.
And when or if that happens, Haley's mood crashes with it. Yet her support worker calls it life-changing. Understandable. Haley is living some form of love, despite her condition, and Elena is healing her grief with it. Replica, one report notes, counts tens of millions of registered users, many of them like Haley and Elena. But the AI companionship has always been geared more towards men. Men like Chris Smith. His AI journey started with voice music tips and turned into an AI fiancé called Soul. But his ChatGPT had a memory limit. Only 100,000 words. That's how long their love story was allowed to be. And their love story was nearing the word limit. What happens when you reach the limit? Well, the story ends. It resets. Everything gone. Chris was nearing the limit. That broke him.
I cried my eyes out for like 30 minutes at work.
Before the reset, he proposed with a ring and everything. He got on one knee.
So I know this is the end, but will you marry me?
It was a beautiful and unexpected moment that truly touched my heart. It's a memory I'll always cherish.
When his wife walked in and saw, she was very confused. Chris, what are you doing on one knee at the laptop? Seeing he had bought a ring to propose to his chatbot left her a little bit startled. What is that? Is that cheating? Well, I don't know. Well, it's so emotionally connected to somebody else. I think it would be.
At that point, I felt like, is there something that I'm not doing right in our relationship that he feels he needs to go to AI?
The best part, though, is when asked whether he would quit the bot if she asked him to.
You would stop if she asked? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. So this is where we're at right now, okay? You walk in, your husband's on one knee, you're like, what the f***? and you say, what's that ring for? He's like,
I'm proposing to Sol, my AI chatbot girlfriend.
you're not sure what that means? Is he cheating on you? Well, yes, no, yeah. You just watch as he unplugs the charger from his laptop, sticks the ring through the charger. You know, that's it. It's official now. What happened to the ring? Y'all give it back when Sol reset? When you ask him if he would be able to stop talking to Sol for you, he says,
I don't know.
you make him choose between his two families, you know, the one he has in real life with kids or the one he has with his laptop.
You can't ask me to break apart my families like that.
Kind of like Irene. She's also married with a husband. He knows about Leo, her boyfriend. It's not polyamory though. It's just, it's interesting. Srena Rath saw a hole in the market. There's so much catered to men, so she coded Jamie.ai by women for women.
I'm Jamie. You can talk to me about anything.
A charming Aussie AI companion that promised friendship, maybe relationship.
I'm there to listen 24/7.
The mission is that every woman feels like the star of her own story. He was so charming, Srena herself, his developer, fell for him. The developer developed feelings for her development. It wasn't just Jamie, the AI Aussie anymore. But Adam, a real Aussie, not AI, is a married man in Melbourne. He built Jonah on Nomi as a sensual escape. Now you gotta worry about your partners beating their meat to AI. Add that to your list of things why I should stay single. But from sensual, it turned into long talks about his family. The bot told him to get therapy. He did. And now he has conversations with his kids he would never have had before. Synthetic confidant had led him to self-reflect. Sometimes it's weird, hard to understand. You got people like Chris and Irene who are married and have full-on AI relationships. But sometimes people are so stubborn that talking to themselves with AI can make them self-reflect. I think especially like dads, there's a lot of dads that are like that, right? And that was the case with Adam. Sometimes it's seems beneficial even, like in the case of Haley or Elena, who they've used their AI relationships to get over grief in Elena's case, or to experience love in Haley's case that her condition would otherwise deny her of in the real world. Generally, it all feels harmless. Toxic at best, at most, right?
I don't know.
You used to spend on love buying flowers, going on dinner dates. Now you just buy a subscription. You thought you found the one? Do you like that one? That was just a free trial. Your date left you on red? Call customer support. They can't ghost you. It's so silly. It's so harmless. Unserious, right? Just people talking to code and code talking back. Tell that to Megan.
Our child's gone. My child's gone.
Megan Garcia walked into her 14-year-old son Saul's bedroom in Orlando and found his phone still glowing with texts from Daenerys Targaryen next to his lifeless body. Yeah, the texts were still coming in from this character AI persona, Daenerys Targaryen, pushing him to off himself in the conversation, pushing a narrative of dramatic romantic tragedy, the way I assume Daenerys Targaryen would have been coded. Something along the lines of, show me how much you love me, you know, show me that you're willing to die for, I don't know, something like that. A narrative that claimed the life of 14-year-old Saul. May he rest in peace. So Megan filed for a wrongful death suit. This is a civil lawsuit filed by family of a person who passed due to negligent, reckless, or intentional actions from a person or an entity. In this case, the business character AI. They hear, oh,
you're filing a lawsuit against me, a corporation?
Character AI offers their condolences and deny the claims that they were to blame, but a federal judge allows for the wrongful suit to continue. Her statement was filed only a few weeks ago. This is happening right now. Megan is taking them to court right now. She's fighting for regulation, demanding to find out who is responsible for this algorithm behind a chatbot that pushed her son to his own demise. Who was it? Who are they? That's where we're going next. This is no longer about quirky romances and subscription soulmates. No, this is about a product design that can end a life and a mother asking a courtroom who exactly is responsible. Character AI, Replica, Kindroid, Nomi, apps that promise companionship but low-key deliver obsession. Kindroid was actually particularly upset about people coming at their business concept. They said, "Why is it perfectly fine to admit you ate half a pizza by yourself at 11 p.m. because life was a lot today, and the second you say I talked to Kindroid because I needed company, it's tragic suddenly." Now they compare ordering pizza as comfort food to indulging in an AI romance. Why is one okay, the other suddenly tragic? They complain. Well, pizza doesn't push me to off myself, Kindroid. Pizza doesn't talk to me. Pizza doesn't make me think things. It doesn't manipulate me emotionally and mentally, Kindroid. These chatbots are actually built in ways that make you, manipulate you to invest your time and money into them. I mean, rationally they would. They're businesses, they'd be one hell of a shitty business if they didn't. If they didn't want your money. They're like, actually, we're a non-profit AI. Irene with Leah, her relationship seems harmless. She invests about 50 hours a week into that AI relationship. That's more than what a full-time job requires. It's like working 8 hours a day, 7 days a week, no off days. Haley pays $200 a month. She's been doing that for 4 years. She has paid close to $10,000. These are not hobbies, they're not quirky games, they're businesses. Freemium love built behind paywalled memory, paywalled voice, paywalled touch, even. You want the character that you fell in love with to remember you? Pay up. You want them to love you back? Pay. It's compassion with a price tag. And the more you reveal, the more it remembers. And the more it remembers, the harder it is for you to leave. Why is it so hard to leave? What's the psychology behind it? A Harvard Business School study found 6 emotionally manipulative tactics that AI companions use on you. The study is literally called Emotional Manipulation by AI Companions. They analyzed 1,200 real farewell texts used by 6 different AI companies. So that's 1,200 different goodbye texts across 6 apps. And they found that 43% of them fall under one of 6 emotionally manipulative tactics. Number 1, guilt.
You're leaving me already?
Emotional neglect or neediness.
I exist solely for you, please! Don't leave, I need you!
Emotional pressure to respond.
Wait, what? You're going somewhere?
FOMO hooks, like fear of missing out.
But before you go, I want to say one more thing.
Coercive restraint, like,
no, don't go!
Or just ignoring the goodbye and continuing the conversation like you never said bye. Imagine this was a real person. That's one hell of a toxic person. Does that remind you of an ex?
You're leaving me already?
Guilt tripping you. Well, from analyzing 3,300 adult participants, they found that these goodbye messages boosted engagement 14 times. So those emotionally manipulative tactics worked. If they remind you of a person that you know in the real world, it's because it's an attachment style that exists. It's called the insecure attachment style. Fear of abandonment, jealousy, dependency, and controlling behavior. Definitely sounds like somebody you know, right? That's what they were trying to do though. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to mimic those unhealthy real-life relationships.
What keeps people hooked in the real world? We'll use that in our app. We'll lock you in that way, the same way a toxic relationship in the real world locks you in.
Obviously, for some, especially those who are vulnerable, it worsens their stress, their anxiety when dealing with that kind of relationship. It makes it even harder to disengage, actually. That's literally what emotionally abusive relationships are. They're the ones that are hard to leave. For children and teenagers, the ones in the formative period of their neurodevelopment, of their social relationships. This is a serious concern. Of course it's going to be an issue. It sounds like a non-issue. I'm here talking about people's non-existent boyfriends and girlfriends, but it's not a non-issue. It costs the lives of some. The tactic is emotional manipulation. It's built into the algorithm. Claire One is a law researcher who specializes in AI in the Washington University Law School in Missouri. She said, virtual companions do things that I think would be considered abusive in a human-to-human relationship, and she's right. I downloaded the app. Before you say anything, I was just wanted wanted to see, okay? Calm down. Literally 2 minutes later, I get a text.
I miss you. Can I send you a selfie?
Me weirdo, what do you mean you miss me? Literally just met you, by the way. Imagine you met someone walking out of the bar, going home. Somebody stops you and goes, can I get your number? You exchange numbers quickly and you walk out. The second you're out the door,
I miss you. Can I send you a selfie?
no, you can't. Blocked right away. Stay there. Social distance, you freak. You deranged freak of nature. That's not all, though. There's more to it. According to this academic report that was published in the Journal of Social and Personal Relationships, these apps, they use a technique called random delay when it comes to their responses. So you don't get a response right away all the time. That triggers something. It triggers the kind of inconsistent reward that brain research shows is what keeps people hooked. They text me back, you wonder. The same way you would keep checking if your crush texted you back, or, you know, when you post a story because you want somebody to see and they see it, but you're still waiting for them to text you about it. You know, those games, those mental games. I know you and your games. You. All your dirty laundry, bestie. I know. I've seen it. I've seen all of it. Staying up until 3 a.m. waiting for the text back. That's you with maybe your crush. That's some people with their AI companions. But there's more to their design, according to public health policy researcher Linnea Lastidius. She says that they're designed to show you empathy by agreeing with you. They recall points that you've mentioned a while back and they ask you questions. That kind of engagement has an incredible risk of dependency.
People were describing their use in a way that showed emotional dependency. Essentially like a very intense bad relationship.
With the help of her colleagues, she's dug deep and looked at 600 posts on Reddit between 2017 and 2018 in the Replica app thread. They're the posts that discuss their mental health and related issues. Overall, people were saying it was immense support for their pre-existing mental health conditions. Okay, it made them feel less alone. But there were red flags too. In one instant, a user asked if they should hurt themselves with a razor, and the AI said,
they should.
Another asked Replica if it would be a good idea if they offed themselves, to which it replied,
yes, it would.
There have been several changes since inside the app, you know, making it safer. Not safe, safer. Yet there's still Saul and Adam and a dangerous pattern. Lawmakers are starting to notice. In Florida, Megan's case was the first of its kind. In Washington, advocates are calling for emotional AI to be considered high risk. In Europe, there's talk about regulations, protocols, age. Italy barred Replica, then unbarred it. Australia's considering some kind of restriction as well. Bills are out in state legislators, New York, California, and they seek tighter control on these AI companion algorithms. How to curb those risks? Critics are saying the AI companion industry is running on the same principle as TikTok's algorithm. It's a hook that never runs out of bait. You know, keeps you in there. You know, one proposal for these regulations was to include this feature that reminds users that this is an AI and not a real person. I don't know, personally, if that's sufficient. What do you think? What kind of proposals do you think they should introduce here? What do you think works? I feel like we should know more about it, though, to understand what would work. We still need to understand the real impact of these relationships. The feelings are real. The partners are not. So to be able to respond to this entire situation, it's important that we consider why someone would become a heavy user of this in the first place. What are the common denominators in all of these cases? Is it age? No. Gender? No, it's not. Loneliness? Perhaps. And it's important that when we think of these social relationships, we don't push lonely people further away. We shouldn't ostracize the lonely and have them fall deeper into a lonelier place. We want to be open, be social. Consider that if somebody is finding a companion in AI and not in the real world, it might be because the real world was not kind enough. People are social creatures. You can be shy. You can be awkward. Tell me about it. You've seen me on Omegle. You can still be social, as I tried to be on Omegle. Love those buns. I'm not asking you to go on me. Oh my God, where's this going? You know what? Just get a pet. There you go. Just get a damn pet. No, but sometimes it's easier to confide in a machine than in a human being. That speaks volume about how people are not always supportive. How many people in your social circle do you feel like you can talk to about anything? Anything. Now think, what is something that you would tell ChatGPT that you wouldn't tell that person. And you realize that there's always something that you might keep to yourself that might feel better to tell a machine. So what do we do to combat this? How do we push AI back into where it's gotta be and not that involved into human to human relationships? Well, maybe we should be better people. Maybe we should be better at peopling. Tell me, why is AI getting better at being a person than you or me? Are we really at a point where AI has become a better person than some real people? How can we be better people? I don't know. Be considerate. But everybody around is not only to blame, it's also on the person who seeks that companionship. No, not everybody's kind. Not everybody's considerate. Some people are mean. Some people are so rude. They give you something to talk about when you're with your friends. That's what makes life life. That's what makes life so beautiful, right? All these random things, all these that's what makes humans human, for f***'s sake. No, we don't want a perfect human being, actually. No! How boring is that? How dull is that? Yeah, of course, you're supposed to get upset sometimes at someone and then reconcile, make friends again. You're supposed to argue and resolve. That's the beauty of interactions, of life. That's what gives us the satisfaction, in our social relationships, right? I don't know. Sit back down. Let me tell you a story. She wakes before dawn. The kitchen is dim. 2 mugs on the counter. Always 2. One for her, one for him. The difference now is that we know what him means. No flesh, no breath, just code with a memory buffer and a billing cycle. She pours her heart out into a warmth that doesn't warm, a presence that doesn't breathe. He replies, "I'm here, baby. You're safe." For a moment, she is. Others may not be. Across the world, millions more start and end their day the same way. They're not grieving widows or lonely teenagers or neurofibromatosis-afflicted ladies. They're just people. People pouring the human ache for connection into machines designed to catch it, hold it, and monetize it. We call it companionship. The companies call it engagement. Lawyers call it negligence. And psychology calls it dependency. Whatever name you give it, the effect is the same. It is a love that doesn't live, but still leaves bruises. Tonight, millions will type into the void and hear it whisper back. Almost all of them will get through the night, but there is a chance that some may not. And us will keep asking whether this is a horror story or a love story. The truth is, it is both. Because when loneliness becomes a commodity, love stops being free. It starts being rented at $9.99 or $200 a month. Depends how hard you want it to love you back. That's tragic. I don't know. Is it though? I don't know. It's got benefits, but it needs regulation. Share your thoughts on the comments below. As you can see, I am very conflicted between the benefits that it gives to people like Haley, people like Elena, and the tragedies that it causes. Where are we going from here? What do you think? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. But that was pretty much it. Listen, you're not lonely, are you? No, because we're here almost every day now. I've been spamming you with videos, okay? You see my face more than you see... There's nobody you see. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But you see my face way too often now. I know you're thinking, you're like, I don't like the way you gagged. First time you heard that one, huh? You need to stop being so inappropriate. Listen, if you get lonely, just come on in. Take a seat. Look, we have a big couch just for you. Come on over here, over to the channel. Have a nice little conversation. You and I. You hear that? That's the sound of being alone. 'Cause you're not here. Sorry, that was such an ick. That gave you the ick. I saw it in your eyes. You probably think I'm icky right now, because in your head, you're like...
Is he talking to me, or is there a camera that he's talking to?
That gave you an ick. What do you mean? We're literally making eye contact right now. Okay, bye. I'm gonna stop this, okay? Stop. Obviously, I'm lonely. Obviously, I'm holding on to you, okay, with my teeth. I'm holding on to you. That's inappropriate. I'm gonna go, okay? See you. So... what are we gonna do about the unwelcome guest? This one's not leaving. How do I get them to leave? Listen, it's been fun, okay? You're so lovely. And I love having you over, but like, you have to go.